Good day, BMA students. We are now in our module 3. The topic is finance in architecture. For the introduction, finance play a critical role in the field of architecture, intertwining with every aspect of practice from the initial drafting table to the final delivery of a project. Architects, whether they operate within large firms or a solo practitioner, must navigate an array of financial decisions that impact the viability and success of their endeavors. This includes managing budgets, understanding pricing strategies, forecasting revenue, and controlling cash flow. Moreover, the financial acumen of an architect can often dictate the scale and scope of projects they are able to undertake, influence the sustainability of the practice, and affect their ability to innovate and adapt in the evolving market. Thus, gaining a solid foundation in financial management is essential for any aspiring architect to lead projects or run successful practice. Upon completion of this module, you will be able to understand the basic of financial management and architecture. Learners will gain insights into fundamental financial concepts critical to the architecture industry, such as budgeting, expense tracking, and financial reporting. This objective aims to equip participants with the knowledge to manage project costs effectively and maintain financial health in their practices. Second, explore financial strategies for sustainable business growth. This objective focuses on teaching aspiring architects how to develop financial strategies that support long-term business stability and growth. It includes learning about various financing options, risk management, and strategic investment in technologies and resources. Third, learn to navigate financial challenges specific to architectural practice. Students will understand common financial challenges in architecture sector, such as managing irregular cash flows, dealing with delayed payments, and financing large-scale projects. This objective also covers method for optimizing cash flow and strategies for securing payments from clients. These objectives are designed to not only provide a foundation in financial literacy, but also to prepare aspiring architects to handle the unique financial challenges of their profession, enabling them to make informed decisions that enhance their practices productivity and profitability. So let's have an overview of the finance in architecture. When starting a design firm, financial concerns will weigh heavily on the entrepreneur. Although startup costs are the first expenses to be addressed, they are actually less important to the health of the business than the overall financial structure, namely accounting, bookkeeping, and tax strategies. Financing basic living expenses as the business grows from no clients to one and then to many, sets at the top of a long list of concerns. For many entrepreneurs, financial uncertainty is the most stressful aspect of building a business. Without a plan in place for covering basic living expenses from the beginning, the inevitable lean times may force the business to close altogether. Entrepreneurs, such as architects, may feel pressure to accept work that is poor fit or less than ideal clients just to pay monthly bills. Accepting projects that are poor fit out of financial desperation is not only detrimental to them and their business, but also unfair to the clients. Giving up a consistent paycheck requires a significant shift in attitude towards personal finances. In the past, a job acted like an ATM. Every 2 weeks, one could be assured that it would top up again, allowing spending at will. Now, entrepreneurs are responsible for deciding whether they will draw funds from the business regularly, like a paycheck, or use it to capitalize the business, invest in equipment or competitions, advertising, or supplies. The regular paycheck becomes a relic of the past as they adopt new means of paying themselves from the profits of the business. As Merliman observes, anyone seeking more money, a better job, or larger house is ultimately just wishing for a new set of anxieties. This statement raises a pertinent question: how can individuals alleviate stress and minimize hardship while advancing professionally? So I think that's the essence of our um the next topics to be discussed. So one must be prudent in its expenses. So the architect that would decide to go to the path of entrepreneurship should practice prudent expense management. What's this? So you reduce expenses. It is essential for individuals to diligently evaluate and reduce their current expenses. Such actions can simplify subsequent financial management steps. Developing a comprehensive budget that lists all monthly expenses and revenues is recommended for those who do not yet have one in place. The purpose of budgeting is not to eliminate all sources of joy, but rather to identify and acknowledge all monetary expenditures within a given month. By reviewing this comprehensively, one can make an informed decision regarding whether each expenses provides a favorable value exchange. Effective management and budgeting of finances tend to limit the amount of money available for discretionary spending. Adopting a more frugal lifestyle not only extends the lifespan of a project, but it also but it is also essential for maintaining one's livelihood. However, sufficient income remains a necessity. Therefore, the next strategic step involves building a financial runway to ensure ongoing operational sustainability and personal financial stability. So, establishing financial runway through savings. The concept of financial runway relates to one's personal saving account, which serves as a buffer to support living expenses during periods with unstable income. Individuals are tasked with deciding the length of runway they aim to build. It with recommendations typically ranging from a minimum of 3 months and in the entire year's worth of living expenses. Accumulating a year's worth of living expenses is daunting and may delay entrepreneurial initiatives. Practical starting point often suggested is a 6-month reserve. This substantial amount serves as a motivational tool and a safety net. ensuring that individuals do not have to revert to traditional employment unwillingly. For instance, after receiving payment for a job, it is prudent to allocate funds for taxes and then replenish the runway to cover up to 6 months of living expenses. Maintaining this buffer ensures that one can secure sufficient work to sustain the business during interim periods. The strategy of rebuilding and maintaining a financial runway is still used by many entrepreneurs today. An alternative strategy might involve continuing employment while building a business, thereby potentially reducing or eliminating the need for a financial runway. This approach allows one to gradually transition to full-time entrepreneurship with reduced financial risk. Advocating for a debt-free business model. It is recommended that businesses, particularly in the design sector, operate without assuming debt, which means avoiding loans or financing. Debt poses significant threat to both the viability and project profitability of any business, whether new or established. The presence of debt restricts the freedom to select projects that align optimally with the brand's core values, compelling business to accept work based on financial necessity rather than strategic fit. Furthermore, debt erodes profit margins by the amount of annual percentage rate associated with the loan, so the interest of the loan. So business loans can vary substantially depending on lending institutions and the amount borrowed. For loans under 100,000, repayment often incurs an interest rate between 7 to 8%, provided the business qualifies for loan. Banks are typically hesitant to finance ventures without a proven track record of earnings. Fortunately, a design business can be initiated with minimal capital, and many expenses offer lower cost or even free alternatives. For instance, instead of renting an office, working from home can reduce overhead costs significantly. Similarly, many design softwares often are available at a low or no cost. Instead of a company car, using a personal vehicle and tracking mileage for a tax purpose can be more economical. Salaries, unlike other expenses, do not have less expensive alternative. Hiring employees necessitates access to working capital to manage the delay between invoicing and repayment or payment. However, for new businesses, maintaining a regular loan payment can add to financial strains. Thus, starting as a sole proprietor or entering into a partnership where risks are shared might be prudent. Freelancers or independent contractors can be employed to handle such tasks like drafting, 3D modeling, and office administration. This approach transforms certain fixed costs into variable ones, payable only when work is available and without the need for loans. Since our um, the field of architecture has a lot of uncertainties, no? Considering taking a loan to cover significant outlays or ongoing expenses can be likened to a taxi driver leasing a cab. where most of the day's earnings go towards covering the lease, leaving a little profit. This scenario underscores how debt can limit strategic business decisions and flexibility. Adopting a conservative financial strategy by rejecting financial financing might slow business growth compared to well-capitalized competitors, but it fosters a lean startup approach, funding growth with cash rather than debt. As revenues increase, the business can reinvest its earnings into resources like upgrading studio equipment or purchasing new technology. However, significant scaling may eventually require leveraging, financing, or external investment, which calls for a different strategic approach to debt and borrowing. The importance of accounting and bookkeeping in business management. Many individuals who have never taken a formal course in business accounting find themselves at a disadvantage when starting their own businesses. Understanding the necessity of tracking expenses and maintaining financial records is crucial. Yet, knowing where to begin can be daunting. Initially, these individuals often benefit from consulting professional accountants. These initial consultations, typically offered free of charge, serve to interview potential accountants and lay the groundwork for routine accounting practices, including identifying critical tax related financial transactions. It is highly advisable to engage a professional accountant to ensure the financial books are set up correct at the onset. Regular meetings might not be necessary. Quarterly reviews prior to the tax submissions can suffice. Seeking recommendations from other local small businesses can be available in selecting a suitable accountant. The investment in professional accounting advice, which is also deductible, tax deductible, can liberate the business owners to focus more effectively on other areas of their business where the skills are more directly applicable, such as design and marketing. For those adhering to a lean startup model, transitioning to an online bookkeeping service after an initial consultation can streamline financial management. Services such as QuickBooks, Zero, Harvest, Wave, or FreshBooks are user-friendly, integrate easily with bank accounts, and ensure accurate logging of transactions. These platforms vary in cost, with some offerings free basic services and others requiring payments. This approach not only simplifies the bookkeeping process but also ensures that the business owners can maintain accurate and timely financial records with greater efficiency. Structuring, invoicing, and payment terms in design contracts. Contract within the design industry should explicitly define payments term and penalties for non-payment. Notoriously, design professions attract clients who are slow to pay, possibly due to the less immediate nature of design services compared to urgent mechanical repairs, or perhaps because of a perceived lower value of design work. To combat prolonged payments, To combat prolonged payment periods, it is recommended that the business issues invoices with the condition due upon receipt. This practice addresses the challenge that small businesses face in lacking sufficient working capital to extend um, informal credit lines to their clients. From the onset of a project, significant time investment occurs when even before the first invoice is dispatched. Common practice involves several weeks of preliminary work followed by the review period after the client receives the invoice, cumulatively extending the conversion of service into cash flow beyond 2 months. This extensive duration underscores the need for strategic project selection and effective client management to ensure financial stability. The invoicing process typically starts with the initial communication, followed by site visit, proposal development, and contract reviews, which altogether might extend the preparatory phase up to 7 weeks. So only after the proposal is accepted do viable hours commence. So encompassing pre-design, programming, site analysis, and eventually schematic design. This front-loaded investment makes it essentially to carefully consider whether to undertake numerous smaller projects or fewer more lucrative ones. Regarding payment terms, contracts should stipulate immediate payment to avoid delays, offering a small discount for early payment or might encourage timeliness and is easier to manage than complex terms that could potentially reduce the designer's earnings due to additional discounts or fees. Utilizing retainers or face deposits as part of the contract can also mitigate risk, securing a designer's position by providing upfront cash flow, which is reconciled at the project's conclusion. It is crucial to establish a reliable payment structure from the start, which might include stringent measures like ceasing work if payments are delayed, to emphasize to clients the seriousness of their commitments. In cases of non-payment, measures such as hiring collection agencies or placing liens on properties are considered last resorts, as they typically signify the termination of the professional relationship. Now, in sum, establishing clear, enforceable payment terms at the outset of design contract is essential for maintaining cash flow, minimizing financial risk, and ensuring that the business can prioritize projects with reliable payment schedules. Okay? Streamlining business accounting with cloud-based solution and insights from Eric W. Reynolds. Eric W. Reynolds, in discussing the accounting practices for his business, notes the effectiveness of using Wave accounting for all his bookkeeping needs. This cloud-based software is not only free but also user-friendly, linking directly to his business bank account to automatically import transactions. This setup allows him to categorize expenses, generate invoice, and produce various reports essential for managing his finances. Although Wave offers a range of modules including invoicing, billing, accounting, payroll, receipts, transactions, and reports, Renault mentioned that he does not utilize all available features. One significant limitation he encounters is the absence of a tracking integration, necessitating a separate system to monitor billable hours and create invoices. Despite these shortcomings, the software capability to customize invoices, adding logos and tracking codes, facilitates a personalized and professional billing process. For business with extensive invoicing needs across multiple projects, Renault suggests that a more integrated system like Archie Office might be necessary. This solution offers combined services for time tracking, project budgeting, and invoicing, which could streamline operations more effectively than Wave. He also utilizes an Excel spreadsheet to track overall billings against project budgets, further complementing his use of Wave. At the end of each quarter, provided that bank integration are utilized and transactions are correctly categorized, the automated reports generally by Wave deliver comprehensive financial data necessary for closing the books. The software also supports a network of accountants and available for assistance, offering service for a nominal fee. Renault emphasizes that the primary appeal of Wave was its cost effectiveness and cloud-based nature. He acknowledges the trade-offs such as lack of time tracking and cash accounting options. But these limitations were acceptable given the software's benefits. Should the need arise to switch to a different accounting platform, the ability to export data from Wave ensures a smooth transaction, preserving the integrity and continuity of financial management within his business. Navigating tax compliance for businesses in the Philippines. In the Philippines, taxes can significantly diminish the profits of a business, as outlines in various resources. The tax system demands careful consideration of the business structure, personal income, and overall revenues, all of which influence the total tax liability. The initial fiscal year poses particular challenges for business owners, requiring them to understand their tax obligations thoroughly. It is crucial during the first meeting with the accountant to review the business adjusted gross income or AGI as reported in the previous year's tax filings. Accountants play a pivotal role in planning for quarterly tax payments based on these figures. The tax The Philippine tax system employs a tiered structure where income is taxed progressively. This means lower earnings are taxed at a lower percentage compared to higher earnings. For self-employed individuals, not only is income tax applicable, but contributions to Social Security also require attention, which is a fixed percentage regardless of income level. Businesses must also be vigilant about the deadlines for tax submissions and payments, which are crucial to maintaining compliance and avoiding penalties. Ensuring that all payments are made accurately, and punctuality is essential for sustainable business operations and legal compliance in the Philippines. In summary, this comprehensive module explores the multifaceted role of finance within architectural practice, emphasizing the significance of financial planning from the inception of a design firm through its operational life cycle. The content digs into essential financial management aspects, including startup costs, budgeting, revenue streams, and tax compliance, equipping aspiring architects with the knowledge to make informed financial decisions that enhance the sustainability and profitability of their firms. The key aspects covered are the following. First, startup and operational cost. Initial, initial financial concerns heavily influence the foundation of a design firm. While startup costs are critical, they pale in comparison to the ongoing importance of robust financial structure, including accounting, bookkeeping, and strategic tax planning. Efficient management of these areas is paramount to the firm's long-term health and resilience. Second, financial planning and expense management. The module discusses the necessity of financial planning to cover basic living expenses as a firm grows. It highlights the stress associated with financial uncertainty and the risk of business closure during lean periods without adequate financial planning. The importance of rejecting financially unsuitable projects despite the immediate financial relief they might offer is also emphasized. Third, adapting to financial responsibilities. Transitioning from a regular paycheck to fluctuating business income requires a significant shift in financial management strategies. The module advises on the prudence of drawing funds regularly or reinvesting them into the business, stressing the need for a strategic approach to personal and business finances. Next is cost management strategies. Practical advice on trimming expenses and developing a rigorous budget is provided. This includes evaluating current expenses and revenue, aiming for lean operation to extend the business viability. Building a financial runway. Recommendations on saving strategies, such as maintaining a 6-month financial buffer, are discussed to help businesses survive without steadily income during initial stages or slow periods. Diversifying income and minimizing risk. The potential of continuing employment elsewhere while building the business is explored as a strategy to reduce financial risk associated with new ventures. And next would be debt management. The module advocates for a zero debt approach, emphasizing the constraints debt can place on business flexibility and decision making. It discusses the impact of debt on profitability and project selection. recommending strategies to operate within means and avoid financial overreach. Leveraging technology in financial tasks. Utilizing of tools like Wave Accounting for bookkeeping and integration, challenges associated with different financial software solutions are discussed. The benefits of cloud-based system is in managing financial tasks effectively are highlighted. Client invoicing and payment collection. Effective strategies for invoicing and handling slow paying clients and setting clear payment terms to ensure timely cash flow are outlined. Methods to incentivize prompt payments and the potential use of retainers to mitigate payment risk are discussed. Navigating task obligations. A detailed examination of task implications for architectural firms, including importance of understanding and planning for taxes to avoid penalties and ensure compliance with local and federal tax laws. This module aims not only to impart fundamental financial knowledge, but also to integrate practical tools and strategies that supports aspiring architects in achieving financial acumen and independence. Through this educational journey, participants are equipped to manage their practices with greater financial insights and efficiency, ultimately leading to more successful and sustainable business operations. For your reflection, you answer these questions. First, financial management is not often highlighted in traditional architectural education, which typically focuses on design and technical skills. However, understanding financial principles is critical to running a successful architectural practice. Reflect on how your perception of the role of finance in architecture has changed. Have you gained a new appreciation for financial challenges and decisions that architects face in their careers? Second, throughout this module, a variety of financial strategies were discussed, from budgeting and expense management to strategic planning for taxes and avoiding debt. Consider the scenarios where these strategies could be applied in your future career. How would you integrate these financial principles in your day-to-day operations? How can a robust understanding of finance make you a better architect? Third, the module covered potential financial challenges such as managing lean periods and the risk associated with taking on unsuitable project out of financial desperation. Reflect on how you might handle such challenges. What steps would you take to ensure financial stability for your own practice? How can you use your financial skills to negotiate better terms or make more strategic business decisions? Fourth, this module not only prepares you for managing a business finance, but also imparts skills that are applicable to personal financial management. How has this module influenced your thoughts on managing your own finances? How might the discipline and strategies learned in this course be applied to your personal financial goals and challenges? And fifth, finally, consider broader implication of financial management in architecture. How does financial acumen impact the financial industry? How does financial acumen impact the architectural industry as a whole? How can better financial practices contribute to more innovative and sustainable architectural solutions? Reflect on how you can contribute to this aspect of the field through your future work. This reflection is to be submitted within this week until Friday, 5 p.m. For your assessment, you form a group of 5 members. The objective of this exercise is to design, is to reinforce the financial management concepts learned in this module and to apply these principles to practical scenario in the architectural context. By completing this task, students will demonstrate their ability to strategize financial decisions, forecasting financial needs, and prepare potential financial challenges. So this is the scenario. Imagine you are starting a small architectural firm specializing in sustainable residential projects. Your goal is to establish a financially viable business that can withstand economic fluctuations and grow sustainably over the next 5 years. So your task as a group, in terms of business model and financial structure setup, your first task is to choose a business model for your architectural firm, whether it's sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. You justify your choice based on the potential financial implications. And then the second task, you outline the key components of your financial structure, including your approach to accounting, bookkeeping, and tax strategy. Describe how this will support your business model and operational goals. So in terms of budgeting and expense management, your first task is to create an initial budget for your firm. You list your expected startup cost and operational expenses for the first year. Include costs such as rent, salaries, software, marketing, and unexpected contingencies. And your second task is to propose strategies for managing these expenses to ensure the firm remains financially stable during its initial operations. So under revenue forecasting and profit planning, your task is to develop a revenue plan that includes different income streams such as design fees, consultation fees, project management. So you estimate the potential revenues for the first year and discuss how you plan to achieve profitability. And then for the topic debt management and financing options, your first task is to discuss whether you would consider taking on debt to finance your firm's startup cost. You analyze the pros and cons of this approach. And then the second, you explore alternative financing options that could be utilized instead of or borrowing uh, through financing, no? Under the tax compliance and planning, your task is to explain how you will manage your tax obligations, including planning for quarterly tax payments. Consider the implication of your business structure on your tax responsibilities. So for your technology integration for financial management, recommend software tools and technologies for financial management, invoicing, and budget tracking. Justify your choices based on their features, cost, and how they integrate with other systems. Um, Submission requirements, you prepare a comprehensive report that addresses each task. Each section of your report should include detailed explanation, justification, and any calculation or data that support your decisions. Include a final section that reflects on how this exercise has helped you understand the practical aspects of financial management in architecture. So this is the for your individual task. No, you present your work to the class in the next 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks from now. So 2 weeks from now, that's from May 20 to May 24. So that's according to your class schedule. So what's the evaluation criteria? The clarity and depth of financial strategies outline. That's 20% for practicality and feasibility of financial plans and budgets, 20% for justification of chosen business model and financial tools, and then another 20% for the ability to participate and plan for potential financial challenges. And the last 20% of your grade is the quality and professionalism of your final report. This exercise will not only test the students understand or the understanding of financial concepts in the context of architecture, but also their ability to apply these concepts in planning and decision making for a sustainable business practice. So that would be all. Any questions? You can message me at our group chat. So that would be all. Thank you, everyone, and see you for the presentation of um, your exercise. Okay, God bless.